Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Adam back with another video. This video is going to be a tutorial on how to use the piano roll in FL Studio. So once you have something loaded up into your channel rack that you want to use, you can just right click it, go to piano roll, and you're here. Or you could just use this little icon right here to go to the piano roll, and then from here you can choose whatever in your channel rack you want to control the piano roll of. That's the first little thing right there. That's very useful. Alright, so just to go through this fairly quickly, guys, I don't want to waste anyone's time here. The first one is the playback. So once you have it on that and you click on anything, it's going to play whatever it's over. Alright, and this one's going to be like the zoom. You can go over something and zoom, click again to get off of it. This is going to be the select. So when you want to select something, is going to be the cut. So when you want to cut something, and if you use the right click, then you cut and it gets rid of whatever is on the short side of it. Control Z to undo. This is to mute. When you want to mute a note, click it again to unmute it. This one is right here is to cancel a note, which also you can right click and it'll uncancel that note. These two are similar. So this one's going to paste whatever you have your snap to grid, which is here. I'll go over that in a little bit. And this one is going to paste whatever you click on. This one's your pencil, so you could just draw in notes and adjust them accordingly. This right here is very useful for whoever doesn't know anything about music theory. So it's called stamp, and whenever you click on something like a major key, then it'll draw that out, and then you could use Control B to keep getting copies of it. And whenever you delete one, it's going to delete the whole entire major scale. And then you can also move them together at the same time without having to do anything extra. This is really useful. It goes even into the advanced stuff right here. Yeah, so it's really useful for anybody who doesn't know anything about music theory. So this is the snap to grid button. So whenever you have it like whenever you have it on none, then you could draw in a key and move it whatever distance you want. And then this one over here helps you. A step is a quarter of a beat. So when you have it to a quarter of a beat and you draw one in, it's only gonna move a quarter of a beat, and it's only gonna adjust a note a quarter of a beat. And a step is the same thing as a quarter of a beat. So when you want to do anything smaller than a 16th of a beat, then you can go into the steps, because this will be a half of a quarter note, this will be a third of a quarter note, and then you can go on about that. So whatever you have selected here, that's what it will adjust, and that's what it will move. And also, and then you have your beat here, so it'll move a whole beat, but it won't even. Yeah, so you get the point there. This one is the tools. So this stuff is where you guys can go over all these things where you can manipulate all your notes. The ones that I use is so for Control L, you can when you don't want any overlay, you just hit Control L. It'll cut off notes so they don't overlay each other. Go back to Control Z. So when you have the same one like Control L and Alt L, all it is that Alt L is going to be a more advanced version, and it's going to give you an icon so you can manipulate it further. So you hit Alt L and it'll give you that extra screen right here, and then you can mess with the keys a lot further. If you don't, whenever you get one of these, if you don't hit accept, it's not going to do the difference. If you just cancel it out, it's not going to do the difference, whatever you changed. Over here you have quantize. So whenever you have a note that's off, or let's say I want to go to let me see, a quarter note, right? I mean a beat. So this is not on the beat line, so if I hit Control Q, it's gonna move over here, boom, and it's gonna extend them to the whole entire beat. So that's what quantize does. And if you hit the Alt, then you have a more advanced version of it. Chop is gonna be when you want to do like that. That's really useful for hi-hats, like when it's the hi-hat rolls and stuff. Sorry if I blew out your ears with those. So if you hit Alt U, then it's gonna give you more advanced, and if you get out without hitting accept, it's not gonna do the changes. If you hit, Control U, that was, Alt U. If you hit Control U, it's gonna do it to whatever you have snap to grid to. So since I have it to a whole bar, then it's gonna do it to that. If I have it to fourth, let me hit undo, Control U, is gonna do it to a fourth. What's next? Okay, glue is these things I really don't use. Strum I do use. S, let me show you that. That's a pretty cool feature. So if I wanted to make these go like, then I hit Alt S, and then I can strum them, you see, and I could manipulate them however I want to do that. Next one is gonna be the glue. Well, this is a good one too. So whenever you have some notes that you don't want it to like play again, you just highlight them, hit Control G, and it connects them back together. This little drop down box right here, guys, is really just an overview of all these things. So you have 3 ways of doing things. You have the drop down box, you have the icons, and you have the short keys. So just if you learn the short keys, you'll be more efficient. The only thing that's not really on any of these things really is the time marker. So so if you want to make a time marker right here, I don't use them, so I don't really know what you would need to use them for, but just do a time marker, boom. You want another one right here, do a time marker, boom. And then when you want to move everything over, you can just go there, move content over. You know, it is what it is. And then you could just delete them, bang, delete, bang. I don't use them, so, but you know, if you guys find a reason to use them, then toodles to you. So that's all that stuff up there, and I think I went over this already. Whatever you want to control a piano roll tool, then you just go on that, and these are the things that are on the channel rack. So everything that you have on your channel rack will appear here. This down here is where you control your pan, your velocity, your release, and like your pitch to each note that you see here. So when you have some notes highlighted, then I can control my velocity to all these notes right here, all together, whatever. What now? Where's okay, that note. See, I'm controlling those, but I'm not controlling that last one down there. And whenever I have, like, let's say I have it all disconfigured, then another thing that you can do while I have these light highlighted is you can hit Control, and then if you have like a little scroll thing on your thing, Alt, and then you can control whatever's down there of the highlighted keys with the scroll on your mouse. If you have them all disconfigured and you want to give them back to normal, you can just hit Alt and then click. Let me move over this way. Alt and click, and it will put everything back to default. So if you had a whole bunch of notes that were at different places, you could just hit Alt, scroll past them, and it'll put them all back to default. That's something that came really real handy for me, especially the scrolling one, when I want to control a whole bunch of them. Alt, and then use your mouse scrolling little thing. All right, your velocity, your release, and then you do that all with all the other things. So that's basically it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like it if you did, comment down below. Like if you did, dislike if you didn't, report it if you want to. I'm out.